kit, crockery, furniture, lockers, and various other things as well. This is a tip of an iceberg. This is just one depot. I mean, all the other depots in Germany are drawing down, and who's to say?
There are fears in this period of drawdown that more worrying thefts are taking place. Plastic explosives, detonators, and submachine guns have gone missing. Even tanks have disappeared in an operation described by the nation's auditors as chaos and pandemonium. As if to anticipate everyone's worst fears, thieves broke into this munitions train, most helpfully labeled to assist the passing terrorist as it lay alongside the British garrison. 81mm mortar shells were taken, as well as propellant used for 155mm tank shells, a matter of the deepest concern to the German criminal police, the Kripo.
The Kripo have been called in, but they're not the normal Kripo, they're the political Kripo, if you like. They have got ideas that it's a terrorist organisation that stole this ammunition, live ammunition, and they are investigating it. We're just waiting for the Kripo up there to give us a go-ahead, and then we'll go up and search a little wooded area that's up there. This is the proposed site of what the Kripo believed to be an OP. They assume that it was the people planning the theft of the ammunition in the trucks, which are on the sidings to our left. They were under the belief that there was two organisations that could be at work here. One was the PPK, which is a terrorist organisation, and the other one was the Green people, the German Green people, who are the environmentalists. I mean, the munitions could turn up on one of the German television channels, and they'll stand there with the munitions and say, this is what they're doing to our country, and this is what they're bringing in, etc. On the other hand, the worst scenario could be the next thing we know about it is when there's an explosion somewhere. We don't know.
In the very best traditions of stable door bolting, the ransacked army train is shunted off to a place of safety. In Britain, meanwhile, the police fret at the number of illegal guns on the streets, some of them of military origin.
Don't forget that I'm accountable for that weapon. I really must attack that evidence. Well, I have to say that the khaki poo will very much hit the fan if somebody goes out on the streets and attempts an armed robbery with that bloody gun. I will not be a happy teddy. No, it'll be my backside that is being peppered. So, yeah, no doubt about that at all. But thanks ever so much for coming to me. Two soldiers in the Scunthorpe area are selling weapons which have returned from Bosnia, probably by devious means. And the weapons seem to be AK-47 assault rifles. They could find their way into the criminal fraternity, and that's always a matter of concern. But any weapon that's, so to speak, unregistered and unlawful and not in the right hands has got to be a matter of concern to all of us.
At the time that the Kalashnikovs were reported to be on sale in the Scunthorpe area, the 2nd Royal Anglians were coming to the end of their tour of duty in Vitez.
Inevitably, in any area of conflict, there's going to be an inordinate number of weapons available. And there's no doubt that soldiers do, from time to time, bring them back into this country. And if that's the case, we are extremely concerned.
In addition to their own rifles, The Anglians regularly see weapons on open sale in the local markets. Now, after 6 months in Bosnia, the Anglians are packing their kit bags. Each soldier sends home non-essential gear in a container. These are of great interest to the Vitez detachment of RMPs who've exchanged their red caps for blue berets. The Anglian's commanding officer has to give his permission before any of his soldiers or their belongings are searched, and there will always be a witness present at a search to see that nothing is planted.
How sweet.
Because there is not time to make a thorough search of each tea chest, no one knows how much illegal property gets through.
What we're doing is searching for basically anything that's not in, that shouldn't be in there. Things like arms, ammunition, things of GT 98 standard, things like this. The bayonet, over 6 inches, not allowed to take it back. Also, we're looking for military kit as well. Things, yes, clothing. What about equipment that actually guys actually signed for? Weapon sights, anything. Captain's here.
Captain O'Connor's?
Yeah.
So what will happen with the bayonet?
Well, we'll give it back to his commanding officer, and he can deal with it however he wants to deal with it, sir.
Our information is that weapons have come back to UK and are offered for sale by people who've returned from Bosnia and have a Scunthorpe connection.
2 soldiers, possibly Anglians, on R&R from Bosnia, have been overheard talking in the pub in Scunthorpe. The information is passed on to the Humberside police, who inform the Redcaps in York.
So, yeah, if the computer can cough up that sort of information, I would be delighted. Any connection with Scunthorpe would be delightful, I have to say. So that's anybody with a bank in Scunthorpe, anybody with next of kin in that area, and anybody who may have enlisted.
The Redcaps have a huge data bank in London, through which they keep tabs on every man and woman in the British Army, past and present. The search is on for a soldier, 1 in 125,000. There are 2 clues, Scunthorpe area and Bosnia. A computer program can narrow the field.
I'm particularly thoughtful of Germany units, I have to say. Now, the reason I say that is I suspect that it might be easier for a soldier going back to Germany to pop an AK-47 in amongst his belongings, so to speak, or leave it in his vehicle, in his tank, or wherever it might be. So, and again, it would be easier for them bringing one back to UK.
And try not to say well at the beginning, if you can just remember, because it's...
Well,
just
shall I say it? Yeah?
everybody.
While the SIB in York awaits the computer printout, run-of-the-mill work goes on.
How would people actually recognise the boxes?
They're very distinctive. They're green in colour. They've got a military crow's foot on them. Oh, Jesus Christ, sorry.
Okay.
So, military, green in colour, military's crow's foot.
But
But, yes, I'm just looking at identifying the box. Might have been changed. Content, 56. Right.
coming, rolling. How would people actually identify these boxes?
They're easily identifiable in as much that they were green.
Stop it. You fluff them a little bit. We might as well get
Okay,
it perfect.
yeah, all right.
How would people identify the boxes?
They're quite distinctive in as much that they were green. They had a military crow's foot on the top. And I've forgotten what I was going to say again.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sure.